Well, speaking of making decisions, we talked about how because people are in a panic state, a lot of the times it's hard for them to make decisions. But how do you deal with clients who are in this panic state? And I'm not just talking about high conflict divorce or separations, because at the beginning everybody's panicking, and like you said, it is very traumatic. So how do you get people to out of the panic? Or like I in my head, I'm thinking about when I first gave birth, how one of the nurses like, just look at me, just listen to what I'm saying, just focus on me. And I was like, this is what I need, someone just to tell me what to do right now to get through this. Not the same, but it's parallel.
And that's tough, because when somebody is panicking, they do need somebody, a person, certain people might need for someone to sort of grab you by the face and say, listen to me, and I generally can do that, obviously without not touching anybody's face, but I'll say, slow down. Like I'll notice and recognize either the kind of anxious or manic feeling to certain things. I can notice when somebody's in a panic state, maybe traumatized, they're not really listening, they're not able to communicate properly, or correctly with me, like they're not answering questions, the eye contact's everywhere. So I'll say, just hold on a second, take a deep breath. I do encourage people to take a deep breath, listen to the question that I'm asking you. Are you able to answer this question right now? And sometimes the answer is no. And so then, as long as it's not an emergency question, I'll say, just sleep on it. Like if you feel this strongly about something now, or you have no idea, think about this question for 24 hours and we'll talk tomorrow. It's like, if it's not an emergency, we don't have to decide right now. And so it's kind of invoking the 24-hour rule. It's what I call it.
Yeah, I think that pause is so important. I've talked about that in a variety of areas, but just to be able to like think for a moment instead of rushing in. How you describe the manic talk, we get that all the time too. And Chris, my partner, does this thing like this, like timeout to be on Zoom. And we were talking with a client earlier today and saying the progress that person has made, and joking about how, remember in the beginning it was always like, slow down.
Yes.
But things have really improved in terms of like calming down and pausing and thinking a lot more clearly. So it's rewarding to see the progress.